Having emotionally immature parents can be really frustrating. My last episode was on signs of emotionally immature parents, so you might want to watch that one first. Now, before I get into the steps, I want you to know you can't change your parent, really. That's the hardest part of all of this. But I'm going to teach you things you can do to protect your energy, to help yourself heal, and to build your own life. And remember that this is a process. So let's get into the steps to dealing with an emotionally immature parent. Step one, picture them as a small child. When they're having a tantrum or getting really defensive, you want to actually picture them as a 6-year-old child. This will help you stay calm in your body and remind you that even though your parent might be 50, 60, or 70 years old, their developmental age is different from their actual age. A lot of people benefit from this because it helps them zoom out and to see their behavior for what it is. Step two, manage your expectations. This is one of the most important steps. Emotionally immature parents can't give their children what they need. This means that we have to accept that they just can't support us in some ways. And by knowing this, you'll slowly put less and less pressure on your parent to be someone that they can't be and start to release some of your own resentment. So I'll give you an example of this. Let's say you know your emotionally immature parent really struggles to acknowledge your accomplishments and is pretty critical. You go to work, get a promotion, and you're feeling really excited. You want to call your mom to tell her about it, and you really want her to share in that excitement. But you realize that your mom probably isn't going to share in that excitement. She might even say something negative about your workload or your new boss. So you take a minute to consciously choose if you actually want to call and tell her. The more realistic you become, the less crushed you'll be when your parent behaves in the typical way that they do. Step three, set clear boundaries. The most important thing you can have with an emotionally immature parent is clear boundaries. Emotionally immature parents tend to be detached, critical, or demanding because they don't know healthier ways to express themselves. So it's important that you don't engage and don't play into their cycles. I'll give you an example of this. If it's taken you a while to return their calls, and when you do call them back, they say something like, "Oh, wow, haven't heard from you in a while," you can just respond with, "I know, I've been busy." You want to remain calm and non-reactive. One thing about most emotionally mature people is they really crave that drama and chaos in their connections. So setting boundaries allows you to remove yourself from that. I also want to note, some emotionally immature parents are abusive, and that some people do need to go no contact. It's really painful, but some people just can't have a relationship for their own emotional health. So I do want to acknowledge that reality. Okay, step four, let yourself grieve. Growing up with an emotionally immature parent is really painful. There's a grieving period where you face the reality that your parents couldn't give you what you truly needed. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up and know you are not alone. Let your inner child feel their pain and acknowledge it. As you grieve, you can slowly process it and begin to heal. And the best way to do this is to write your inner child a letter, letting them know that you recognize all that they've been through and that you're going to be there for them now. And remember, no one else is going to see this letter. So really allow yourself to write whatever comes up. I really hope this episode gave you a helpful start to the process of learning new ways to respond to your parent and to having even more compassion for yourself. I want to hear from you in the comments. How has your emotionally immature parent impacted your life?